Alright guys, welcome back to another video, another IRL style video. The last two videos were gaming videos. I'm trying to just trying them out, but I wanted to do another IRL video. It's mad loud outside, like there's like bugs. I wanted to do another IRL video, and I'm sure you've seen the title of the video. I'm going to be discussing why I believe DC is better than Marvel. Mind you, this is a very opinionated video. So do not try to kill me or attack me in the comments or wherever because you don't agree with my opinion. Sucks to be you. I am recording in kind of like a lounge area in my college, like my dorm building. So I'm like a little paranoid. Like if somebody's like gonna like walk by and they just like look at me like, what is he doing in there? I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I have like really weird social anxiety or whatever you want to call it. But before we get into the opinions, I do want to show you guys the new comics that I bought recently. Like I discussed in the last video, if you watched it, I did say I bought a bunch of comics that I missed while I was gone, and just some miscellaneous ones. So yeah, let's get into those. All right, first up, we got Clayface Celebrity Dirt. I did say I wanted to get these. I got the 2 issues that are out right now. The next issue comes out at some point next month. So yeah, Clayface Celebrity Dirt. Next, we got Lobo number 6. All of this Lobo series has been absolutely phenomenal. I did read these while I was gone. The last one I remember, I think it was number 4, where he fought. It was a very quick confrontation with him and Supergirl. They ended up both getting like locked up or something and then having to break out. Issue number 5, I don't remember too much, but if I'm not mistaken, he had to get rehired as like a bounty hunter, and basically just, I don't know, some crazy stuff going on. But in this, it looks like he's fighting the Tooth Fairy in this one, which is pretty dope. Next, we got Fury of Firestorm number 4. This has been a phenomenal series. I know this one came out already like 2 weeks ago maybe, so I am very late to this. I haven't read it yet. I haven't read most of these yet, but I'm getting to them. I'm trying my hardest. Okay, it's a lot. Okay, but yeah, Fury of Firestorm number 4. The rest of them have been absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait to read this one. Next, we got End of Life number 7. I've been telling y'all. I've been telling y'all, End of Life is one of them ones, man. End of Life is one of them ones you guys got to read. End of Life, I'm gonna keep saying it. End of Life is like a top 3 series of mine ever right now. Ever right now? That doesn't make sense. Ever, honestly. It's a top 3 series of mine ever. I really enjoyed reading End of Life, and I'm gonna keep enjoying it. Next, we got Junkyard Joe. This is a like a volume, just like the first volume. It has Junkyard Joe number 1 through 6. I've been wanting to read Junkyard Joe. I kind of got inspired by my boy Speed Sultan. Shout out Speed Sultan. Hope to meet bro one day, low key. I really want to meet Speed Sultan one day. But yeah, I got inspired by Speed Sultan to pick this up because he said it was really good and it looks really good. I remember I'd have seen some of the Ghost Machine verse, just like very vaguely, but I remember Junkyard Joe being one of the very prominent ones, along with what's it called? Is it Gager? You know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I'm glad to be able to dive into the Ghost Machine verse, starting with Junkyard Joe. Next, we got Punisher and Punisher versus Spider-Man. This is number 2. I read number 1 while I was gone. I read it online though. I wasn't able to find it in print at the comic book store in the where I was, but I did read number 1 online, and now I have number 2. I'm gonna go try to find number 1 at some point. I don't know when, but at some point I'm gonna try to find number 1. But yeah, I can't wait to read this. Next, we got Hella Queen in Black 1, 2, and 3. This is a series that I've been wanting to pick up and read for a little bit, and I finally got my hands on it. But the thing is, I went to multiple comic book stores the other day while I was, comic hunting, and I accidentally for some reason, picked up two of number 3. I picked up 2 versions of Queen in Black number 3. And I picked up Queen in Black Defenders of Light and Dark number 2. Thinking that it was the same series. And I was going to end up accidentally buying a number 2 anyway, right? I didn't want to buy 2 versions of number 2, but I did. I think these are 2 different series, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100% sure, actually. I'm going to be real. If they are 2 different series, I guess cool. I mean, I see Cloak and Dagger on the cover of this. I don't have any comics with Cloak and Dagger, actually, I think. So it'd be pretty cool to read. I mean, why not? Next, we got Absolute Batman number 23. Hey, Absolute Batman is one of them ones. I do need a lot more. I want like an entire collection of the Absolute series, like low key, because the Absolute series is absolutely phenomenal. No pun intended. But I do want more of the Absolute series outside of just Batman, because as it stands, I have one Absolute Superman one. I have none of any other series, unfortunately. I've read a good amount of Absolute Wonder Woman up to the crossover with Batman and Wonder Woman. I read up to there for Absolute Wonder Woman. But I do want and need more for of the Absolute series, because I've heard everything is going down. So, oh, actually, I have Absolute Martian Manhunter. How did I forget that? I have Absolute Martian Manhunter. But outside of those 2 or 3, I need a lot more of the Absolute Universe, because it is absolutely phenomenal. Stop saying that. It's so good. It's such a good series. And you know, I'm not doing it justice by just only buying or keeping up with Batman. All of the series are super dope right now, so I definitely need to pick up some more Absolute series. Next, we got Daredevil number 5. Now, this, honestly, in my opinion, I don't think it really ended how I wanted it to. The series is not over, but this current arc with Omen, I guess it kind of makes sense if you read it. I don't want to spoil it too much, but all I can say is that the arc with Omen is over, but I don't think it really ended how I wanted it to be 100% honest with. Next, we got Jeff the Shark Superstar number 2. Honestly, I bought this for my girlfriend. It wasn't really for me, but I did read Jeff the Shark Superstar number 1, so I guess I will read number 2. It's kind of just like a breath of fresh air, to be quite honest. Like, you know, the comics that we're used to is like or that I'm used to at least, is like a lot of action, a lot of horror aspects, and, you know, just overall darker themes. But Jeff the Shark Superstar is a lot more just grounded, kind of just childish. You know, it's super childish. You can tell from the art that this is like an extremely childish comic, and honestly, I don't mind it at all. I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. Next, we have Avengers Armageddon number 3. David Colton is actually one of my favorite characters in all of Marvel right now, probably. He's great. I'm not gonna lie. He's a phenomenal character in this. I guess you could say he's a villain right now, right? Technically, he's a villain right now, but yeah, I'll just say he's a villain for right now. But yeah, David Colton is phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie. As it stands right now, I'm taking David Colton over Steve Rogers as Captain America. I say that because I'm not really the biggest Captain America fan as it is. I guess I could say Steve Rogers fan. I'm not the biggest Steve Rogers fan as it is. But David Colton has been absolutely cooking right now. This is amazing. Chip Zdarsky, you're a GOAT. And last but not least, we have the Secret Wars series. Like I said in the gaming video, I was not able to find number 8 right now. Hopefully I can find it very soon at some point, because I don't want to start reading this and not have, or like get up to number 8 and then not be able to like go past that. I mean, I can just like skip it, but like who wants to do that, right? Or I can just like read it online. But again, I wanted to print. I want the whole series. Thank you. But yeah, I also realized I don't know where my number 1 is. I'm 100% sure that I bought. Did I leave it at the store? Chat. I might have to call the store. I think I left Secret Wars number 1 at the store. That's not good at all, actually. But yeah, we'll see. Okay. So yeah, anyway, that was all the comics that I got recently. I also got a new comic book box. I'm actually holding my phone on the box right now, so I can't really show you guys. I mean, I can, but I'll show you later. But yeah, I want to talk about why I believe DC Comics is better than Marvel. I kind of broke it down a little bit into a couple of different sections. So we have like things like characters as a whole, villains, games, movies, and then comics. So 5 different sections. I'm going to be kind of spitballing. I don't have like my notebook where like, you know, I can write down my notes and all that stuff. So I'm going to be kind of spitballing. So I'm sorry if it sounds like a little bit wrong, or it sounds like a bit, I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. If I sound like a little bit out of place, and if a little bit of information is wrong, I'm sorry, let me know. But again, this video is opinionated, so please do not attack me, please. So starting off with the first section, characters. DC has great characters, as we all know. Marvel also has great characters, as we all know. If we start with DC, if we talk about characters of all time, I think DC just kind of runs with it, right? You do have Spider-Man, right? Spider-Man is most definitely currently the face of superheroes right now, right? 100% Superman or Spider-Man he's running with it. He's running with it far, right? But when you're looking all time, when you're looking at the statistics, not even just statistics, if you just look at everything from before like 2010, right? Superman has been the face of superheroes almost forever. He's been the face of superheroes for your lifetime, for my lifetime, for my grandmother's lifetime. Superman was introduced in 1940, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was 1940. Spider-Man wasn't introduced until late, like almost 20 years later, in the 60s. So that alone gave Superman a very big gap, like almost literally over 20 years to, and he ran with that 20 years, right? It was kind of just like a battle between like him, and Batman wasn't that prominent yet at the time. So he kind of just ran, man. He was far ahead of the game. And then that sprouted out into even the modern day where you can't, like, you know what I'm saying? Spider-Man or Superman is still a very, 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 very prominent character, right? Like I said, he's not as popular as Spider-Man as it currently stands, but all time, Superman is definitely the face of all the comic book characters, right? And then you take that metric and then you sprout it out to like, let's take like the Justice League versus the Avengers per se, right? On the characters in the Justice League, you got Batman, Flash, Wonder Woman, Superman, Martian Manhunter, Cyborg, fucking Hawkman, Hawkgirl, Plastic Man, right? You have this super strong core of members, and then you also have the Avengers, where they're also a super strong core of members, but when you really look at it, the characters in the Avengers aren't even in the top of their own thing, right? And they're like probably the second. I think the Avengers might be the 3rd most popular team in Marvel. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? I think it goes Fantastic Four, X-Men, then the Avengers. Maybe they can switch like X-Men and Avengers, but 100% Fantastic Four is the #1 team in Marvel. and then it's between X-Men and Avengers. I'm not 100% sure. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah. When you look at the Avengers, you have Spider-Man now, right? Spider-Man wasn't an Avenger in the MCU until, was it Infinity War maybe? Or Age of Ultron? I don't know. Somewhere in the 2010s, he wasn't, that's when he became an Avenger. So, I mean, regardless, now you have Spider-Man, you have Iron Man, Captain America, you have, I guess you can count Wanda, Black Panther now. You know, we the new Avengers, like a little bit wonky. Oh my God, my speech is tripping. But you also have Hulk, right? But when you look at those members, right, you have Spider-Man, who is currently the face, right? But the gap between Spider-Man and the rest of the Avengers, right? Because right after Spider-Man, you get like, who would you say is like the number 2 in the Avengers? Maybe Hulk. I'll say Hulk. Maybe I think Hulk. Right, but that meant like Hulk is still pretty far below a lot of people, right? He's below Wolverine in popularity. He's below. I don't really think he's below Deadpool in popularity, but he might be. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, point is, the Avengers is heavily carried by Spider-Man, in my opinion, right? In popularity. I love the Avengers, personally. Well, ish. I like the Avengers. So I wouldn't say I love them, but I like the Avengers. I think they have a great cast of members. I think my favorite Avenger is definitely Iron Man, but like, in terms of pure popularity and just characters as a whole, I think the Avengers kind of fall short without Spider-Man, and that's a problem. When you look at the Justice League, you have Superman, who's the face of comic book heroes as is, right? But right below that, you get Batman, the most appeared superhero of all time. You have the Flash, the literal face of speedsters. You have Wonder Woman, the face of women representation. You see how these characters are able to this team has core members that are essential parts of a metric, right? But then when you look at the Avengers, you have, Iron Man. Iron Man is a very influential character, but not influential in the sense of pioneering, in my opinion, right? Because, Iron Man is another, billionaire philanthropist, whatever you want to call it. But that's already been done. We have Batman, right? Okay, he's smart. We have Batman. And then even outside of that, you have Hulk, you have Reed Richards, you have Doctor Strange. Those are all very genius level people. You have Shuri, you have Ironheart. You have a lot of genius intellects that are also on the same level of Iron Man. Not on the same level, but close to Iron Man in intellect. So you can't really say he's the face of genius level characters. Even I think I put Ant-Man above Iron Man. There's characters that are smarter than Iron Man. He's not the smartest character in Marvel. I'm putting Ant-Man above him, to be quite honest. But yeah, and then you also can look at Thor and be like, oh, he's the god of thunder. He's the face of gods in comics, and I can kind of agree with that, to be honest. I don't really see anybody else being ahead of Thor when it comes to god tier or not god tier, but representations of god characters, right? I think it works. To be honest. So yeah, I think in terms of characters, I think DC just has better characters as a whole than Marvel. And I guess you could, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, you can't just base it off of one team. I'm just going off of what, if you take you know what I'm saying, the top team in DC and a top team in Marvel and compare them. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I'm basing off of. Because if I tried to base it off of literally every character in DC and every character in Marvel, this video would be way too long and nobody feel like doing all that. So that's just what I'm basing it off. The second topic is villains. I think DC has better villains than Marvel, and I'm saying that as a term of, or in terms of variety, right? Because I think Marvel has more heavy hitters, right? They have more super prominent villains like Thanos, Ultron, Doctor Doom, and Galactus. But I think when you're looking at like different characters like rogue galleries, that plays a big part in that plays a big part in why I believe DC has better villains, because like you could look at DC villains and you could pick like almost any character in the Justice League. I'm gonna be referencing the Justice League and Avengers a lot, so just get used to it, cause yeah. But yeah, you can reference the Justice League, pull any character like Flash, you know what I'm saying? You have Gorilla Grodd, you have Cheetah, you have Reverse Flash, right? Those are three very, very, very important characters or villains just in DC in general, because of how they help shape who the character is. You look at Marvel, you get characters like I seen a TikTok the other day, and it was like somebody trying to like what was it? It was like something about like it being like a comic book LARPer was illegal, and he asked him to name 5 Black Widow villains. I can't name a single one outside of Taskmaster. I'm gonna be real, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like just I'll give Marvel the title of more heavy hitters. But I think DC just has a lot more variety, and it kind of just overrides, right? Because you can look at almost any character in the Justice League and like look at their rogue gallery, and it's just insane, right? Like they just have so many characters. Topic number 3 is movies. I'm not even gonna argue it. Marvel has better movies. We all know this. Marvel has better movies. It's not close. It's not close. I'm gonna be real. It's not close. James Gunn is cooking though. I won't lie. James Gunn is most definitely cooking like crazy right now. Supergirl, Superman, and then even the new series, The Man of Tomorrow, and is Supergirl getting another movie? Is it Women of Tomorrow? I don't know. But James Gunn is definitely taking very big steps for DC right now. He is doing a phenomenal job when it comes to this stuff. So yeah, thank you, James Gunn, for saving DC. But yeah, Marvel definitely has better movies. Number 4, video games. I think DC has better video games than Marvel. I'm gonna start with Marvel this time. Marvel has a couple of heavy hitters like the Spider-Man games, the Insomniac Spider-Man games, the Insomniac Wolverine game that's about to come out, Marvel Ultimate Alliance. You can even count Marvel Rivals, Marvel Tokon that just came out. I made 2 videos on Marvel Tokon. I actually was one of the people that enjoyed the Marvel Avengers game. I'm actually really upset that game got delisted, even though it was years ago. That game was amazing. I don't care what nobody says. That game was really good, man. It sucks that game got taken down. But yeah, you had the Marvel Avengers game. I'm sure I'm missing some very prominent ones. But yeah, Marvel has some great games, I won't lie. But DC takes it because without the Batman Arkham series, the Spider-Man games would not be here. You know it, I know it. You could try to argue it if you want to. Without those Batman Arkham games, without Batman Arkham Asylum, that game laid out the blueprint for superhero games. Look at the other superhero games that there are. And you could just see the resemblance in how Batman Arkham Asylum kind of inspired or influenced those games. At least the style of the games, right? Like even you can look at the what Deadpool game from like 2015 or 16. And then like I said, the Insomniac games. They follow the exact same formula that the Batman games follow, right? Sure, they have updated graphics, but my nigga, those games came, the Batman games came out in like 2012, 2010, 2011 on Xbox 360 and stuff. These are PS5 games, PS4, PS5. You know what I'm saying? Graphics, you can't throw that in there. But then you also get outside of the Batman games, you have Injustice 1, Injustice 2. You have the friggin' Lego games. So like, I just think DC has a lot better games when it comes to this stuff, right? And you can check the stats, you can check the sales. I'm not sure if the DC games sell more. I would hope they do, but maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. Number 5 and the last one is comics. I think DC has better comics than Marvel, and I'm gonna try to stay a little bit more modern. I'm gonna reference maybe like the big series, but in terms of like, you know, lesser series, I'm gonna try to stay more modern because, yeah. So starting with DC, right? You have the super blockbuster series like the Flashpoint. You have the Final Crisis. You have the Infinite Crisis. You have the Death Metal verse with the Batman Who Laughs. That was a very phenomenal series. And you also have Deceased, which is another great series. I feel like those 5 are like super blockbuster series for DC. I might be missing some. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I'm spitballing, so I'm kind of, it's just flowing off the tongue. So I could be getting stuff wrong. I don't know. But then you got, for Marvel, you have Civil War, you have Secret Wars, you have Infinity Gauntlet, you have Infinity Wars, you have what else? Also, I don't know why I can't remember the other series, but you also have, really feel like Avengers Armageddon is gonna turn into a blockbuster series for Marvel. I'm gonna be real. That series is phenomenal. I'm gonna keep it a whole being with you. But yeah, then you get into the modern series where we have the new Batman series that's out right now. You have all like the individual character series that's going on right now. I don't want to get into all those, but like, then you have the Absolute Universe. Scott Snyder is absolutely cooking with that. You have the individual Lobo series that's out right now, the Supergirl series, and then you can also look at like some of the big series for like the individual characters, like All-Star Superman. You get Batman Nightfall, Batman the Killing Joke. You got like just the Flash comics in general, like even the older ones where like like when the first time Superman and Flash raced, that was a very iconic moment in all of comics. And then the second time in the Superman series, those are just super important things. And then for Marvel, you have the Ultimate Universe that's been like rebooted. You have, yeah, like I said, you have the Ultimate Universe. You have, like I just mentioned, the Avengers Armageddon series. You have a lot of Daredevil getting released. A lot of Spider-Man getting released. I feel like DC or Marvel Comics is being hard carried by currently right now being hard carried by the Ultimate Universe and the Spider-Man series. Outside, I mean, I can't really say that because there are a lot of other like super good series out there, like like oh my gosh, like Daredevil, and then I think Punisher has a series out right now. Queen in Black is a very good series. But I just think, as it stands, DC is kind of flying with comics currently. I feel like DC is definitely a few steps ahead in terms of comics right now, because you can even look at like characters outside of like the Justice League, or like you can look at the individual, or not the individual, the like series outside of like the regular comic characters, if that makes sense, like the DC Vertigo series, and like I said, End of Life. Whew, boy, End of Life, man. And then you got like the next level, or like All In verse with Dead Man. Dead Man is a great series. And then you get like individual series that you wouldn't even think would work, like Clayface having his own series with Celebrity Dirt. I didn't think that would work, but it's actually going pretty well. But yeah, this video is getting pretty long, so I'm probably gonna head out. But that's just why I think DC is better than Marvel at the moment. If you disagree, let me know your reasons down in the comment below. If you agree, let me know why you agree. Let me know some things that I missed. I hope you guys have a great day. Great, you know what I'm saying, everything. And yeah, I'm gonna catch you boys later.